Now, a lot of this is happening because we're beyond the fact stage. The media is exclusively in the number one, propaganda stage, and number two, the dunk on Trump stage. Showing you how stupid the media is now. I can't encourage you in strong enough terms to do your own homework. Get your own facts and data. It's out there. They're out there. There are credible organizations putting out real science out there. And to ignore these people, here's a tweet by the delusional nutbags at MSNBC trying to get everybody into a full-blown panic. This is an actual tweet, a quote by this moron, Chris Hayes, probably the third or fourth dumbest guy on media, depending on the day, behind Brian Stelter and Chuck Todd. Quote, Chris Hayes. There is no option just to let everybody go back out and go back to normal if a pandemic rages across the country and kills 50% of the population. Now,
all right.
This is on MSNBC's account with millions of followers. Hysteria that number one Trump said, oh, no, everybody just go back out. Nobody ever said that. Nobody said that. Chris Hayes said that. And if that happens, maybe 50% of the people will die. Total hyperbolic hysteria meant to frighten you to death and push you to the red line. From moron Chris Hayes. Moron. If you're taking life advice from MSNBC right now, I genuinely feel bad for you. You want an optimistic note? Another story in the show notes. Please check it out. I'm going to get more to the media hysteria segment, but I just don't want to leave you with that nonsense without presenting a counterpoint from an actual Nobel-winning 2013 in biochemistry Nobel Prize Award winner. Article in Yahoo News, worth your time. In the show notes. Again, Bongino.com/newsletter. Yahoo, why this Nobel Laureate predicts a quicker coronavirus recovery. Quote, we're going to be fine. A very serious problem, no doubt. He doesn't diminish the size of the problem in the piece. He simply suggests that this apocalyptic talk of 50% of the population being wiped out is not borne out by the science, the facts, and the data. From the piece. This is important. It's from a Nobel Prize winner. Probably someone I'd want to listen to rather than this moron, Chris Hayes. He says, although the number of daily deaths has increased, the rate of that increase has begun to ease off. In his view, the fact that new cases were being identified at a slower rate was more telling than the number of new cases itself. It's an early sign that the trajectory of the outbreak has shifted. Think of the outbreak as a car racing down an open highway, he said. Although the car is still gaining speed, it's not accelerating as rapidly as before. This suggests that the rate of increase in the number of deaths will slow down even more over the next week, Levitt wrote, this is the Nobel Prize winner, in a report he sent to friends on February 1st, shared on Chinese social media. And soon, he predicted the number of deaths would be decreasing every day. If you read the piece, ladies and gentlemen, you'll find out his prediction of the number of deaths was accurate to within 5 deaths in China. But no, continue to listen to noted epidemiologist and scientist Chris Hayes with his hysterical nonsense that 50% of the population's at risk.
You just heard The Dan Bongino Show. You can also get Dan's podcasts on iTunes or SoundCloud and follow Dan on Twitter 24/7 @DBongino.